In the long and storied history of the Catholic Church, few moments have felt as globally unifying and surprisingly emotional as the election of Pope Leo XIV in 2025. From the crowded balconies of St. Peter's Basilica to the dusty roads of Peru and the bustling streets of Chicago, the world listened in awe as the name Leo XIV echoed across the Vatican. But behind that name is a story of compassion, courage, and a deep-rooted call to serve the people of God, especially the poor and the forgotten. This is not just a story of the first American-born pope or the first pope to speak Spanish more fluently than English. It's the journey of a man who walked with the suffering, challenged injustice, and rose from being a humble missionary to the highest spiritual office on earth. This documentary dives into the most captivating and little-known facts about Pope Leo XIV. Facts that reveal not just who he is, but why he matters in our time. 1. Speaking out against Fujimori's regime and the Shining Path. In the turbulent 1980s and 1990s, Peru was engulfed in a violent internal conflict. The Maoist insurgent group Shining Path unleashed terror, targeting civilians, bombing cities, and assassinating religious figures. Simultaneously, President Alberto Fujimori's government employed harsh counter-terrorism tactics, leading to forced disappearances and extrajudicial killings. Amidst this chaos, Father Robert Prevost, now Pope Leo XIV, served as a missionary in the Diocese of Chulucanas. He courageously condemned both the rebels' brutality and the state's human rights violations, often risking his life to advocate for justice. His pastoral work included assisting families of the disappeared and collaborating with human rights organizations to promote peace and reconciliation. 2. Over 20 years as a missionary in Latin America. Before ascending to global prominence, Pope Leo XIV dedicated over 2 decades to missionary work in Peru. His commitment extended beyond ecclesiastical duties. He was instrumental in building schools, supporting clinics, and organizing food programs in impoverished communities. Living among indigenous populations, he embraced their language and culture, earning profound respect. Guided by the principles of liberation theology, he believed the Church must stand with the oppressed and amplify their voices. His lifestyle was marked by humility, walking long distances to remote parishes, eating with poor families, and celebrating Mass under makeshift roofs. Locals still recall how Padre Roberto sat with the grieving, helped the sick, and treated every person with dignity, no matter their background. This experience shaped not just his theology, but his entire worldview. It made him a bridge between the Church and the voiceless. Long before he wore white, he wore dust and sweat, earning the nickname El Obispo del Pueblo, the people's bishop. 3. A surprising election as Pope. When the March 2025 conclave convened, Cardinal Robert Prevost was barely a blip on Vatican Watchers' radars. Media outlets focused on better-known names from Europe, Africa, and Latin America. Yet, behind the Sistine Chapel's closed doors, it was Prevost's quiet moral clarity, pastoral depth, and deep global South experience that moved hearts and minds. He was not elected for his political clout, but for his spiritual weight. Fellow cardinals were inspired by his integrity, humility, and deep listening, hallmarks of the synodality movement advanced by Pope Francis. Like the surprise election of Pope John XXIII in 1958, Leo XIV's selection caught the world off guard. As he stepped onto the Vatican balcony, his calm presence and kind gaze sent a powerful signal. This would be a papacy shaped not by ambition, but by empathy. 4. Only 2 years as cardinal before becoming pope. Prevost's rise was rapid. He became a cardinal in 2023, appointed by Pope Francis as the head of the dicastery for bishops, overseeing the selection of bishops worldwide. His fairness, administrative skill, and pastoral background impressed many. Most popes have served much longer as cardinals, making Leo XIV's brief tenure a historical anomaly, an echo of how early Christians chose leaders based more on character than title. 5. Speaks Spanish more fluently than English. Despite being born in Chicago, Pope Leo XIV is more comfortable in Spanish than in English due to his decades of life in Peru. He delivers many homilies and public addresses in Spanish, often without notes. In a recent interview, he shared that Spanish helps him express pastoral warmth and spiritual intimacy. His fluency not only connects him with Latin American Catholics, but also symbolizes the Church's increasing attention to the global South. 6th Pope from the United States. Pope Leo XIV is the first American-born pope in the Church's 2,000-year history. Born in Chicago in 1955, his election made headlines around the globe. While American Catholicism has played a huge role in modern church development, no U.S. citizen had ever taken the papal throne until 2025. Many American Catholics saw his election as a moment of pride, but Leo XIV has repeatedly reminded the world, the Church is not American, it is universal. 7. Scientific and mathematical background. Before entering seminary, Prevost earned a degree in mathematics and science from Villanova University. He briefly taught mathematics, and even after becoming a priest, he remained passionate about reason, evidence, and logic. This academic grounding influences his leadership style, analytical, structured, and thoughtful. He strongly supports dialogue between faith and science, especially on issues like climate change and artificial intelligence. 8. Former global leader of the Augustinian Order. From 2001 to 2013, Pope Leo XIV served as Prior General of the Augustinians, a major Catholic order with roots dating back to the 4th century. Under his leadership, the order expanded globally, especially in Asia and Africa, and focused on education, reconciliation, and interfaith dialogue. He was known for being approachable and reform-minded. He introduced transparency in financial reports and encouraged the use of technology in evangelization. 9. His papal name honors justice and peace. Choosing the name Leo XIV, he paid tribute to Pope Leo XIII, author of Rerum Novarum, a foundational text on workers' rights and economic justice. Leo XIV's name signals continuity with that legacy. In his inaugural homily, he quoted Leo XIII, "Nothing is more useful than to look upon the world as it really is." His pontificate has since prioritized social justice, care for the poor, and ethical economic reform. 10. God loves everyone, his first message as Pope. Standing before hundreds of thousands in St. Peter's Square, Leo XIV greeted the world with a short but powerful phrase, "God loves everyone, no one is forgotten." Spoken in English, this message was broadcast in over 30 languages, and it quickly went viral. It set the tone for his papacy, inclusive, compassionate, and universal. He's repeated that phrase in multiple languages since, including Swahili, Mandarin, and Arabic, insisting that the love of God transcends borders, beliefs, and backgrounds. The man behind the mitre. Born Robert Francis Prevost on September 14, 1955, in Chicago, Illinois, to Louis Marius Prevost and Mildred Martinez, he grew up in a multicultural household that valued faith and service. He entered the Augustinian order in 1977 and was ordained a priest in 1982. His academic journey took him through Villanova University, the Catholic Theological Union of Chicago, and the Pontifical University of St. Thomas Aquinas, where he earned a doctorate in canon law. Fluent in English, Spanish, and Italian, Pope Leo XIV embodies a bridge between cultures and continents. His dual citizenship in the United States and Peru reflects his deep ties to both nations. Throughout his life, he has been a teacher, a missionary, a bishop, and now the Pope. In his own words, the Church is not American, it is universal. Pope Leo XIV stands as a testament to the power of humility, service, and unwavering faith in the face of adversity. His journey from the streets of Chicago to the heart of the Vatican inspires millions to believe in a church that listens, heals, and walks alongside its people.